Everybody that has been protesting on the front lines to get Trump out of office. Everybody that has went against the police department in their ranks, from journalists to activists, have to listen to what just happened.
So we're saying to white supremacists who come in this area that we will not tolerate it. We got our whites to check their own, we got our browns to check their own, we got our blacks to check their own. So
we are dealing with a pandemic that are killing our people. We're dealing with an epidemic of gang and gun violence, and we will not stand for white supremacy.
It don't matter what you out here doing, you gon' press because we black. Straight up, we black. And it ain't gonna matter. They not pulling up and they not asking us shit. They shooting.
I can't even think, oh Lord. How can this be? How can this happen to me? How can this happen to my family?
Homicides 1983, you're on the corner of St. Andrews and Manchester, where ambulance shooting took place a few hours ago at this taco truck. Now, a lot of people go here or come here to get tacos, both locally and from all over the city. And this truck has been here for several years. Homicides 1983, we're on Roxton, 4000 block of Roxton, where African or a Latino male was found burnt to death inside this building. Now, arson's called out to determine the cause of death and not sure if this is foul play or whatever have you. Some people believe that he might have had COVID-19 and could be the cause of why the smoke probably overtook his lungs. So, going in there for God for this person that lost their life due to fire. Now, as an update to a few of the other, shootings that happened this last month and up to leading this month, the guy that got shot there in Inglewood on Century, Crenshaw in Century, he ended up being a little older than 18 years old, and we were able to get an ID and find out that this guy was actually 31 years old, half black and half Hispanic, and he was just waiting on the bus. And it's still a tragic situation because nobody really came out to put candles until later, in which I was able to do so myself. So, and then in another update, the hospital shooting at the Kaiser Permanente was a Jewish kid who was skateboarding, and he would be missed by a skateboard community who actually had their candlelight at the skate park that he came out of, but he would hang with African Americans a lot, and he was a victim of some random, shooter that was actually caught, and which now they're investigating a few more others who might have had something to do with whatever incident that transpired there. And the shooting was like well into Melrose area, so very concerning in that part that there was. It's like either an argument or something to do with Airbnb or something like that pertaining to his case. It's your boy Mason 933. We stand on the corner of Crenshaw and Stocker where allegedly shots were fired and the car was on fire. Now, two passengers were able to get out the car, but however, the police are questioning one of them for allegedly. Not sure if, they did the shooting or was getting shot at. But yeah, definitely a lot going on in South LA. Way past 60 shootings at this point, and we will be doing an update to what's going on in the community. And we have to be vigilant for all Trumpsters trying to blend in at this time. People who come from outside the community trying to get, some intel on our community at this point. So looks like everybody's going to be all right. Not sure who's in the other car, but, it is what it is. So hopefully the brothers, ain't got no issues with, any witnesses or anything, because if that's the case, they're looking at a lengthy time for allegedly shooting here at a traffic accident during a car fire. So, yeah, definitely the streets of LA is about to either subside or go all the way crazy. All right, y'all check in.
Or verify the firearm has been recovered.
Y'all check in, check in.
739 with the driver's side door open. Is that not a strap there in front of you? There's
All right, I want to figure out all this.
handicap. You tossed. It looks like it's the shape of a pistol.
We on Figueroa in Manchester, where allegedly the officers were fired at, or they fired at somebody who then took off, and
on the ground there.
it happened right here at this donut shop.
043.
So apparently, not sure if any, I guess all officers accounted for it, but this alleged suspects who either fired or tried to hit the LAPD officers or something coming through this parking lot got shot at by the police. So it is a OIS, and
Black and white to the rear of 116 east of Crenshaw.
116th east of Crenshaw is where the suspects are held up. Checking in South LA, checking in Inglewood, Hawthorne, check in. Hawthorne. We ain't heard nothing in Hawthorne in a minute. Well, all right, so we do know, what do we know so far in this call? Because I just left Figueroa in Manchester at the donut shop where this call originated of a shots fired, male black in a black SUV type of Mazda SUV allegedly tried to run over two of LAPD's officers in that donut shop, probably conducting some sort of pull over, or how they roll up and they jack people up or whatever have you. But allegedly they had a gun in the car, probably didn't want to stop. They shot out of the parking lot, and as they were leaving, I guess some of the officers took some shots at the vehicle who tried to allegedly hit them. We don't know until the video comes out of the actual incident. But one or more are held up here in this discount store. So if you know anybody that works here, there's 2 employees held up in there and locked in there with him. So he has hostages. Not sure if he got rid of the gun. Some say he threw it out on 83rd and Grand. And then at this particular point, they're gonna wait for SWAT to come in a tactical gear and formation. It goes back to that tactical gearing thing that we talked about earlier. Well, where those officers who might have gotten wind of this type of call from earlier could definitely be needed in a situation like this. From my understanding, they didn't shoot at the officers shot at them.
Never. You ain't never had a friend like me. Believe that.
So this concludes our march of hate on Western and Slauson. We're saying to white supremacists who come in this area that we will not tolerate it. We got our whites to check their own. We got our browns to check their own. We got our blacks to check their own. So highly not tolerated in this area. So we will hunt you in the ranks of LAPD sheriffs or just in the community. Think you gonna hide in the camper, moped. It's unacceptable, and we are saying hate is not tolerated. So we gotta shut shit down and get everybody up out here to realize that so be it. It's your boy Mason 933. You watch the million hits. Peace.
Just stay strong, will appeal, nigga, you'll be free. Down with you to the very end, cause you ain't never had a friend like me.